Homer, we're here in London. You're out here with your pup, sleeping rough. Tell me about it.
Well, I've been on the streets in London for the last 20 years. On and off.
years?
Yeah. In that time, I've had a couple of hostels that I haven't worked out. It's just like being in prison. And I just don't abide by them, you know what I mean? I'm a lot happier about it, to be honest with you, which is a sad thing to say.
So why didn't the hostels work out?
Because it's like being in a prison, really, basically. You've got too many rules, people knocking on your doors at all hours, like, through the night and that, and it just don't, you know what I mean? Waking you up and that, it just don't work for me like that, you know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, if I get in somewhere, I should have my peace and quiet, not be disturbed at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Now, how did you first end up homeless?
I was brought up in a children's home from the age of 3 months. From there I went to a boys' hostel in Kingston. I got moved out of there into a bedsit that was miles away from where I was working. And from there I started squatting. And then I became what they call a new age traveller. Travelled about quite a bit, working off the land and that, and then I just ended up there. I had a baby daughter born. I split up the woman who had my baby daughter not long after she was born.
Well,
And for the last 20 years I've been on the streets.
This is no way to live. I mean, what gets me is the people just walking by.
Well, they do that all the time. It's not the fact they walk by, it's the fact you get people making comments and that, and they always think it will never happen to them.
Yeah.
But I met a man just the other day, and his whole world's just collapsed. Even when he's thinking of committing suicide. It can happen to anyone at any time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not, you know what I mean? They may have their own, have their own little bubble around them. That bubble can pop at any time, and they don't realise that. You know what I mean? I've met solicitors, I've met doctors on the streets, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It just shows how easy it is for it to happen. You know what I mean? The people don't realise that. They think it's a choice. It ain't a choice really, you know what I mean? And like, God bless you mate, don't you? You know what I mean? And that's the truth of the matter.
So what's your future like?
Well, I don't really know. I mean, I'm trying to get in somewhere at the moment, but I'm on the wrong. Being over this side, the people do you over this side, and they're always to the people do you on that side of the water, and they're not really very productive on this side of the water. Whereas on the other side, you've got St Mungo's and all that, and yeah, they do help you out. I'll give them that. They do try their best, but it's down to you yourself to put the effort in. And I'm not being funny, when you've been here like this for so long, I mean, I'm a lot happier like this. And it's a sad thing to say, but you know what I mean? I've had 4 friends die in the last year.
Oh my God.
2 of them have been dead in their flats for like 10 days before they've been found. At least if I die, someone's going to find me out there on the street. It's sad thing to say that, but like, that is the way I look at it at the moment. You know what I mean? Like, there ain't no great, you know what I mean? Look what I and I'll get a flat and then I'll get the stress that everyone else has got, bills and everything else, and like, yeah, I mean, I've got a choice here.
Yeah.
I'll get pissed off with the view, I can get up and move away tomorrow and go elsewhere, and that's
But still, if you get a flat with a bathroom and your own kitchen and dignity, you know?
Well, it would help, yeah.
Winter's coming, man.
I've spent many winters out here.
Oh my gosh, must be brutal.
It is brutal, you know what I mean? And it don't get any better, like, but you know, no, it is the fact of paying the bills, because the gold money you get wouldn't pay the bills like. If I paid the bills like regularly every week, I'm going to be left with about I'll be lucky if I've got £30–40 left for 2 weeks for me and my dog to live on. And I mean, I could go out and buy a leg of lamb or something and make a big stew, but that don't really work for me. I mean, I'd rather eat day by day.
If you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
What would they be? One would be I'd like to build the street. And me and him, well, me and the dog would be happy, so we've got somewhere to live properly where, you know what I mean, he's got a back garden or something. Two, to be financially sound where I ain't got to worry about nothing, but at the same time I like to go back and help people that are in the same situation that I am. You know what I mean? And that is what I would really like to do. But I do know there's a lot of people out there who they sit here and say they're homeless and they ain't. You know what I mean? A lot of people in hostels and that, but I mean, they can't help the situation. And they've either got drink or drug problems, mine's mainly alcohol. It used to be drugs at one time, but now it's alcohol. I won't deny that, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the way of getting through the day, like. That is the truth, you know what I mean? What else can I say, like?
Well, it's tough being sober out here.
Yeah, it is. It is, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, the abuse you get on people sometimes, especially in the evening, like, at night time, like, you get people like me acting, well, they're idiots, you know what I mean? You do get idiots, like, try to wind you up, try to get you in fights and that, and then,
well, Homer,
I've got to be honest, I'm one of the lucky ones. You know, I mean, I've had friends of mine, I've had one who had his sleeping bag set alight one night when he was asleep.
yeah.
Another one, he ended up with 186 stitches in his face when he was begging one night.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
No, I talked to a rough sleeper. Video before is it was set on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, well, there was a guy who was out here who got set on fire, and a plastic surgeon who works at St Thomas's said they'd do the operation for free of him. So like, do the skin grafts and that on his leg, like. And that is that's the danger of life, that. I mean, there's a couple of lads, like.
It's dangerous out here.
Yeah, a couple of lads 15 years ago now. They were kipping over the East End. They used to work on the market still, so they were kipping. And they were found dead the next night one morning. A pair of them like been stabbed up, they had about 40 stab wounds between them, like. Well, and that's when you're asleep, like, so.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's why I've got my friend here, Brigadier.
Yeah, Brigadier.
Yeah, that's
great
Brigadier.
name.
Brigadier.
Homer and Brigadier.
Yeah.
Hey, Brigadier. How are you? They wanted to sit on my lap, and well, anyways, Homer and Brigadier.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for talking to me.
No, you're welcome. And thank you for the socks and that. That's really appreciated.
You be safe.
Yeah, I'll stay safe. I've got in there.